Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well. So we finished up getting all our users from the database. So as you can see right there, we've got admin/users. So all our users, and we can see what plan they subscribe to. As you can see, John Doe is subscribed to the yearly plan and they got active. And you can see when they joined, and you can also see their role as well. All right. So I updated from the previous one. I just gave them different colorings, so it's kind of easy to see when it's a normal user, moderator, and a writer. So what we're going to do in this one is we're going to use the same template that we used for our users and actually get all our posts to be displayed in our post.index. Right, so let's get started. Right, in our code editor, you will see if you use the template, you're going to go to controllers. You will see you've got an admin folder right there. If you don't, if you're not using, you've got your own template, right? Just make sure that you have an admin folder, or you can manage it however you want, right? So in our admin folder, we're going to create our post controller. So we've got our post controller in there, and we're going to create a method inside this post controller called index, right? And then we're basically just going to return a view, and we're going to call this one admin dot posts dot index. Okay, so that view we haven't created yet, but we're going to get to that in a second. But there's something I just want to mention. Let's just open our admin routes quickly. All right, you guys remember from the previous lesson where I talked about the isAdmin middleware that I added on the whole group. Okay, so I'm not going to add an authorization right here. So this authorize. I'm not going to add it in here because we already checked with the admin to make sure in the admin middleware. Let me just open it. Is admin in our middleware, which making sure that we get the user policy on the admin route. Okay, so on that we can see we're checking for the admin, writer, and the super admin. All right, so we're making only sure that those ones can access the route anyway. All right, so we don't have to add any middleware in here. So if someone wants to know why I don't add any middleware or authorized in here, okay? So let's, in the view right here, so I want all the users to be able to see the post, okay? Or what we can do as well is we can have a different index for our writers. So if the writer basically can only view their own post, okay, so in this one, what we can do, let me do it right there. So instead of the writer being able to see everyone's post, they can only see their post. So let's add the authorization here. Right, so we authorize basically the user policy. All right, and we're going to authorize only the super admin. Pass in the user clause like this. All right. Now, we got that done, so we're only making sure, but we're going to get to a different method where we will display the post for the individual writers as well. Right, so for our index view, for all our posts, we need to pass in all the posts, obviously, to that view. Okay, so let's do that. So the post, and we're just going to get the post, all the posts. So I'm just going to paginate them. Normally, I would add 10, 20, or even 50 sometimes, but in this case, I will only display 5 due to space on the view because I'm a little bit zoomed in. Just make sure we bring in the post model, otherwise you're going to get an error, model not found. Okay, so let's quickly create this view right there. So under resources, views, pages, you will see we got an admin. Let's go to the admin actually. Admin post. It's a new file, and we're going to call this one index.blade.php. Right, we're going to create from the index of the users, we're going to copy everything right there and put them in here. Okay. Right, so we're going to do that. For index view, right here, we're going to copy basically the users.index. If you follow from previous episodes, we're going to use that one right there. All right, so we obviously have to update this, but we're going to get to that in a second. So once we're done with this, we're going to go to our admin routes. Right, as you can see, this is where our post group is. Let me just move this up. And Move the users up. So this is our post right here. So the index, let me just copy this one up. This is a get method. All right, so this will be our index. And I'm just going to change this to create. Our post, and we're going to change this method to index like that. Okay, so we're going to go to this and we're going to get our index method right there. Right, so now our route is all set up inside our admin route. Okay, so let's quickly go to our post.index. Right, now the thing that we want to do is we want to get the title of the post. Okay, we want to get the excerpt of the post as well. Okay, then we want to get the author who basically authored the post. Okay, so let's just delete this. So, and we want to do a created at that. All right, and we want to do a published at date as well. Published. Right, so now we got our title, excerpt, author, created at date, and published date, because the published date and the created at date will not necessarily be the same day. All right. Right, so then what we do is we want to loop all over the post. So we're going to do a for each on the posts, post as post. All right, so we want to get the post title. Next one is we're going to get, instead of the user, let's just get all this. This needs to be post. Right, instead of post title, we're just going to get the excerpt like this. And we can parse through how many. Let's just open our post model quickly for those that might be new. So in our post model, we got an excerpt like this. By default is 250. All right, for the dashboard, that won't work for me, so I'll need to be a little bit less. So I'll make it just 50 like that. Okay. Right, so basically we created an excerpt method that's basically strip the tags of the body and then we string limit to the amount that we want it to be. Okay. So that's our excerpt. The next one is we want to get the author. So I'm just going to delete that. Just going to get the author. So post, authored by. Okay. So let's quickly get this where this method is. So let's go to a post model. Remember we have an has author trait right here, and we can just actually get the author like this. And here we can get the is authored by. Now this is just to associate it, and this is authored, and we can just actually get the author like that. So let's just get the author. Make sure, yes, the author like that. All right, so let's see how this looks like so far. So let me just, right, so the next thing that we want to do in here is we can delete all of this like this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to display the post created at date. Okay, so we can obviously format it right there, but I'm not going to do any formatting on it. The next thing is the published at date. So let's just copy this. Like that, right there. Right, so we got our post created at, and this one is the published at. Right, and obviously the next one is our action button, but we're not going to do anything under our action. When we get to our CRUD application, we're going to do this right here for our post. Okay, so let's see if we can get the post. Right, so let's go. We need to go to our layouts. Let's go to app, resources, views, layouts, admin layout. You will see we've got a site navigation right there. So this one right here. And in our site nav, we will have our post right here. So what we want to do is we want to go to the admin.posts.index. This is the route. Okay, so let's just show you where this is coming from. So as you can see, this route group for the post is inside the route group of admin. All right, so it's admin post and the name is index right there. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. So let's quickly see if we can get to this route. All right, so you can see we get it right here, but this is not what I'm looking for. So let's go back. All right, in here, we actually call in the relationship. I just need to get the name like that. Okay, so let's get the author name, because under our post as author, we got the author right there, and we just want to get the name of the author. Okay, so let's go to the index. All right, so let's do that. All right, so you can see we got the title of the post, we got the excerpt, and we got the author. We can see when it was created and the published add date, and we can just basically have the action buttons right there. Right, we're still going to get to the action buttons. As you can see, there's another author. As you can see, Michelle Jones and stuff. All right, so everything is quite nice. Okay. So that's basically our index to get all the posts. You can update it and change it however you want. In this case, if you want to format the dates, okay, you can add a format right here, okay, in the view itself, or you can go to the post model and you can add the protected cast here for the dates. You can change them to however you want them to be. So you can actually, in this case, do the created add date like this, and then you can format the date right here to whatever you want it to be. But I'm not going to do that. The reason for that is because I'm going to use a different style format for the dates in the front page than what I would do in the back end. Okay, so I don't want to cast them to a set format. Okay. Or you can add another method in here, so public function, and we can do a created add like this, right? And then you can format it right there, or you can create a new trait right here called as timestamps, okay? And then you can set a standard format that you're going to use right through your application when you call on that method, right? But I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I just want to give you guys options on how to do the things. All right, so now we've got all our posts in here. The next one that we will do is we're going to get all the tags. All right. Then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the CRUD application for the tags first, actually. And after that, I'm going to do a CRUD application for the posts. Okay. Then after that, I'm probably going to do the writers and stuff. All right. So that's it for me. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and comment, feedback, negative, positive, whatever you need. Please leave it for me in the comment section. If you're stuck with something, please leave it for me in the comment section. I will gladly help. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one. Adios.